Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Film and TV channel. We have a one-off BBC drama today, about COVID and the lockdown. There you go. That's what we all need, isn't it? Something to take us out of the mundane that is the current situation, certainly here in the UK and probably most places outside of the UK. But yeah, we're going to have a look at a little one-off drama called Together. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications so you know these little vlogs. I try and inform and entertain where possible. Obviously, I give you other people's views of films and dramas, etc. I do information vlogs on what's out to buy, what's at the cinema, stuff like that. So if that's of any interest, push that notification button and you'll see stuff on my football team, Manchester City, as well, past and present. I do history stuff and current stuff. So if that's of any interest or you know somebody might be interested, please point them in my direction. There's a couple of links on screen for Facebook and Twitter, so you follow a friend me on there. I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. All comments are very welcome on this if you want. Yeah, I would love to hear what you think of Together. It's actually just shown as I'm recording this yesterday evening on BBC, and it's now available on iPlayer as well. So if you want to get to watch this, if you've not had your fill of COVID, sort of, because a lot of this is very relevant, obviously, as you'd expect. They've not made anything up in this. A lot of things in this, probably similar things have happened to you and me, or everybody probably in the world to some extent. So anyway, leave us your comments, and if you haven't got time for a comment, just give us a thumbs up. It'd be fantastic. Right, yeah, I heard what one source said it was a comedy drama. I don't think there wasn't much comedy, maybe elements, but it certainly didn't make me smile or laugh, put it that way. But I'll call it a drama. I'll call it a drama, this one. It's written by Dennis Kelly, directed by Stephen Daldry, produced of course by BBC Films, in association with Shoebox Films and Sonia Freedom Productions, and it aired of course in the UK on BBC Two. The film is set in the United Kingdom from the first days of the COVID-19 lockdown in March 2020. Doesn't seem that long ago, does it? Well, it does in some ways, but not in others. Until the present day. It follows a husband and wife who are re-evaluating their relationship while caring for Arthur, their 10-year-old son. Stars, it's two great actors in this. James McAvoy and Sharon Horgan as the mainly at each other throats couple. There are elements as you'd expect in this. So there are elements of them being nice to each other, but there you go. They had to get through COVID, didn't they? So couldn't all be miserable and shouting at each other, could it? Apparently the film was shot in 10 days, which is, there's feature films shot in 10 days these days, so that's not unusual. Is it any good? Well, there's not many critics and user reviews out there at the moment. I've got nothing at all to report from Internet Movie Database or Rotten Tomatoes. Well, actually, Rotten Tomatoes have got one critic review, and I've got another separate critic review as well. So there's no percentages or anything like that today to give you, but because it's that brand new. Rachel Cook of The New Statesman, she said its underlying emotional message, she didn't like it by the way, its underlying emotional message, its special pleading for tatty compromise and pathetic half shares of love struck me as bogus. Yeah, so Rachel didn't mess about there. Dom Robinson from DVD Fever, one of the internet review sites and information sites, he wrote at 91 minutes, that's the length. Together perhaps goes on a little too long. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, and it's very intense, but is well worth watching in full. So there you go. So Dom Robinson liked it, Rachel Cook not so much. What about me? What about little Bernard? What did I think for my little, as I say, I've got no information from what other people are thinking of this. And literally, as I'm recording this, I've literally just stopped watching it now. I just sat and watched it for the full 91 minutes. James McAvoy's character is initially very unwatchable. He's probably stayed unwatchable, to be honest with you, throughout the whole episode. They actually do a lot of this talking to camera, which was a bit off-putting, to be honest with you. It never sort of stopped being off-putting for me, to be honest with you, but it does sort of inform us very quickly of our loving couple are getting on. I mean, Sharon Horgan, in all fairness, is not sweetness and light either. And I did hope in 90 minutes that we perhaps grow a little fonder of these two. And I thought Sharon Horgan, I didn't mind as much at the start, but obviously, again, she had a little side to her, like obviously the character that James McAvoy played as well. But yeah, it didn't. Neither character really grew in my affections, put it that way, as the series went on, unfortunately. So I was sort of hoping, being a big softy as I am, that they'll suddenly find, being locked up together, that they'll all find all the good parts with each other, what they fell in love with in the first place, and they'll fall back in love. But I won't say too much, but yeah, it may do, it may not. But yeah, so we did, as a softy, as I said, that's what I thought might happen in this drama. There is great non-chemistry, if you like, and it's really well acted. Yeah, I mean, they do bounce off each other pretty well. And some of the stories in are, of course, family linked, are not too boring to listen to, because they obviously, as I said, it resonates with people like myself and many millions, I assume, around the world, obviously, who have probably gone through similar things in the lockdowns. But I think this talking to the camera is a little bit of a cop-out, in my opinion. It's just like a voiceover. And I think it would have been better done, acted out as the relationship, as part of the relationship, not this get out of talking to camera. I think it would have been a far better drama if they'd actually done it within the context of conversations between the couple and the young lad after, of course, and stuff like that. But I think it would have been cleverer like that. So I don't like the talking to camera bit. I think that was a bit of a cop out by the writer, to be honest with you. And the scenes where they don't do this, the scenes where they actually don't talk to camera and they're actually talking or informing each other or talking to each other, are actually some of the best in the drama. So that sort of backs up what I just said. I think, I mean, it may have been done deliberately like that. I'm not too sure. I can't get into the writer's mind, but as I say, if they knocked on the camera head, talking to the camera bit, then I think it would have been far better. As I said, the best scenes were actually done where they weren't talking to camera. So that sort of proved, in my mind, that sort of proves that anyway. Yeah, this way of telling the story did lead to a little boredom in parts. It did get a little preachy at times, which was a shame, because some parts of the drama were very, as I said, very poignant. Obviously resonate with a lot of people. It's especially viewers and watchers who've suffered something very similar. You have to feel sorry for little Arthur, of course, or a little Artie, as James McAvoy's character likes to call him. Obviously, occasionally see him in the background, but yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Obviously, I think it's probably getting over. I don't know whether it meant to get it over again. I'm not too sure with the writer, but the cycle. Obviously, you think of kids in this lockdown in abusive families, obviously struggling, but this isn't necessarily an abusive family, but obviously because of the actual animosity between the parents, and even though it's not aimed at the child, or he does sense it, and he is around, he maybe sat on the stairs listening to this going on, and it's interesting. It is interesting from a psychological point of view, that even from a home that's supposedly stable, we know it's not. They're just staying together, basically, and they say this from the start. They're staying together because of Arthur. That's the only reason they stay together. So that's an interesting look at it for that way, although it's not really built on that much during the episode, but that was interesting to see as well. Yeah, in conclusion, I think there's much to like in this, but there was equal amounts of stuff that didn't quite work for me. As entertainment, it probably isn't really that entertaining. I think it's too close to home with what's been happening, and we're not even out of it yet properly, are we? So I think it sort of suffered a little bit for that. I mean, then again, would it have been done 2 years down the line when hopefully everything's sort of back to normal? Probably wouldn't have worked as well. So it probably isn't a bad time to bring it out, but whether people want to watch this sort of thing and call it entertainment, I don't know. And I think the time scales, I think the 91 minutes, there just wasn't enough in there to last 91 minutes. I think Don Robinson said there before, didn't you? I totally agree with him. I think it would have been a 50-55 minute BBC one-off drama, just an episode, just under an hour. I think it would have been ideal for this. I think it would have been a far tighter, far better little drama, as I said, without the talking to camera camera bit, take that out as well, and get the two actors actually working off each other more rather than talking to the camera, even though obviously they did that, but obviously they did it through a camera, so did it through a third party, but I think it would have worked far better like that. So yeah, my little mark. Yeah, I am going to give it a watchable thing because it is watchable. I don't, you know, but it won't be everyone. Please, yeah, I'm not going to recommend it wholeheartedly because I said a lot of people. For instance, my good lady, I wouldn't recommend her watching this. I don't think it would appeal to her. There's certain elements of it, but I think she'd get a little bit bored and to find it a little too depressing, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to wholeheartedly recommend it, but I think it is just about watchable, and it's just such a shame it just went on a little bit too long, and there were little tweaks could have been done, it would have been far better. Anyway, let me know what you think if you get to watch this. Anyway, as I said, I'm not going to wholeheartedly recommend it, but it was an interesting drama. It's a very interesting drama. It's currently, as I said, currently available on BBC iPlayer now here in the UK, so check your territories if you're outside of the UK. Anyway, thanks for watching. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families, especially in this situation still. I've been saying that for a long time now. What we're going to do, please do that. And all I ever ask you to do is please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.